Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Agnieszka Mrawinec, and I'll be guiding you through today's program. I'll be here to connect sessions and keep us on time. We're very pleased to have you with us, and we truly appreciate that you took time to join the conference. Please feel free to use the chat to share your reflections or questions you have. To open our journey today, we'll begin with the heart of multi-schools. I'm pleased to invite our project leader from University of Valladolid in Spain, Luis Carro, to present the project overview.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the University of Valladolid, it's a true honor to welcome you to the final European Conference on the Multi-Schools Project. The essence of multi-schools lies in transforming educational centers into true hubs of integration through a whole school approach. We believe it is not just about teaching a language, but about empowering the entire educational community, teachers, pupils, and families, through technology to ensure that children with a migrant background feel socially included and achieve academic success. This project is our response to the challenges of modern multicultural classrooms. Success in a project of this scale is only possible through high-level transnational cooperation. As coordinators, we have had the privilege of leading a diverse and expert consortium from Spain, the University of Valladolid, with Marta Agueda and myself. From Greece, the Directorate of Primary Education of Western Thessaloniki, with Evangelia Butskou and Konstantinos Vasiliou. From Germany, Wismar Bildungswissenschaft, Katrin Echtenmeier and Silke Becker. From Slovenia, Rick Novomesto, Agnieszka Natalia Rabinek, and Simona Pavlin. And from Cyprus, Emphasis Center, Panayotas Sophocleous, and finally from Italy, CIDIS, with Laura Panella. Together, we have united higher education, regional authorities, and social enterprises to create a systemic impact. In these images, you can see the heart of our work, the pilot session in Spain and the technical meetings in Cyprus and Greece. These photos reflect more than 2 years of shared passion, showing how digital tools like a virtual academy or mobile app have come to life in the hands of teachers and students. Our journey is focused on the 3 critical pillars: real inclusion, moving beyond symbols to ensure migrant students have the linguistic and civic tools to thrive, teaching training, providing educators with the digital and intercultural skills needed for diverse classrooms, and family integration, involving parents in school life through language learning and civic orientation, breaking the barriers of isolation. We aim to create a sustainable methodology that survives long after the project ends. To conclude this introduction, let's look at the footprint we leave behind. 24 months of intense cooperation across 6 nations. The consortium has traveled approximately 292,000 kilometers to build this European alliance. We have produced more than 30 freely accessible digital tools, including our unique mapping tool and Audin app. One micro-credential system supported by a serial of 6 podcast programs for professional development. More than 100 teachers trained in our pilot programs ready to act as mentors, more than 350 participants engaged in our national and European conferences, and most importantly, a direct impact on 6 European education systems. Today is about celebrating these results. Let's begin our technical deep dive.
Thank you. I now invite Angeliki Manafi from the Directorate of Primary Education of Western Thessaloniki in Greece to present how the social challenges which we share in our partner countries led us to a common vision.
Hello, everyone. I'm really glad to be here today and present the Directorate of Primary Education of Western Thessaloniki. Are we ready to share? My presentation outlines one of the initial stages of the multi-schools project, the transnational mapping. Our goal here is to show how we start from real school realities and turn them into something practical and usable for schools, teachers, and families, aiming to foster inclusion and empathy within the school community and to provide teachers and parents with the necessary skills and resources. Schools across Europe are, face similar challenges, but they do not operate in the same conditions. Mapping helps understand these differences before designing solutions, and it also helps design a methodology that fits real school life. So, we carried out mapping activities in the 5 participant countries, as you have already seen: Spain, Italy, Greece, Slovenia, Germany, and Cyprus. We studied and noted down the progress in each education system, created infographics and a final comparative digital presentation. We listened to different voices: school leaders, teachers, parents, other professionals on education, and created videos with real life testimonials. And a mapping tool was also developed aiming to promote transnational operation. As we can see here, we have 6 infographics, each one from each country. Let me show you, for instance, Germany. They all have the same structure. First we have, let me show you this one. We have information about the situation and educational system. Every plus sign opens and gives more details. Progress in educational system throughout time, throughout the decades, and last challenges on educational system. And after that, we went on by creating a comparative digital presentation with compact information of the above, so that it is easier for the reader to get informed. Every video can be shown on the website of the project. For example, the common ground, progress in educational system, as I told you already on the graphics, milestones, best practices in each country, education for all, and the common needs, mutual goals. Everything is on the website. Then the videos with real stories from children, parents, teachers, and other professionals. Here we have a testimonial from a parent coming from Syria. Here is a video with Zacharias and Mohammed's stories. They are people who want to share their anxieties, their needs, their hopes for the future, having to do with education. And on the site, you can find information from teachers children, and professionals who talk about education and needs, as we have already mentioned. Then we have this extraordinary mapping tool, which boosts transnational cooperation. You can visit the website and pin up your school by submitting with the appropriate, by filling in the appropriate information and get your school pinned up on the map, aiming to continuous feedback and cooperation. That is multi-schools is after all. So the multi-schools project team looked into these kinds of needs, of evidence, in order to operate a holistic approach. Common barriers appeared, such as lack of time, the language barriers, lack of training, limited training, and limited resources. Thus, there was a strong motivation, though, and many good practices that can be built upon. We saw strong potential for inclusive practices, and the project set up its common challenges, supporting students and families with migrant background, encountering it with language training, developing digital inclusive educational skills, encountering it with teacher training, and engaging school community, encountering it with interaction and cooperation. Adaptation options, practical tools, digitalization, continuous feedback, and peer review helped ensure the methodology can be realistic and not just theoretical. The aim is essential, simple but essential, inclusion that works in everyday school life for teachers, students, and families, inclusive and equitable education, interculturalism and respect for diversity, school community cooperation. That is all about mapping, and that helped us. That's the action plan frame that helped us develop the multi-schools project. I give the floor to the next presenter. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Angeliki. Now I'm very pleased to invite Panayota Sofokleous from Emphasis Center in Cyprus to present the multi-schools mobile app and the virtual academy. She will show you how we can use them to support inclusive learning.
Thank you, Agnieszka. Hello to everyone, and I would like to thank from my side as well everyone who's been here. I can see we have a really high number of people, which makes me really, really happy about that. I will share my screen in order to show you, to continue the presentation that we already are sharing. But also I'm going to show you the platform and help you understand how you can actually create an account on the platform. Can you please verify that you can see my screen? Yeah?
Yes.
Great. Let me just make it a full screen. Yes. So as Agnieszka already mentioned and Luis already, I'm Panayota. I represent Emphasis Center from Cyprus. And actually we were the ones that we were leaders in regards to the development of the digital tools, alongside, of course, from the feedback received from all partners. So what we actually developed when it comes to digital tools is, of course, a mobile application and then also a platform. So the mobile application is mainly about schools and how they can assess their practices as teachers, but also as institutions, I would say, in terms of their practices for welcoming migrant children and their parents. The application, it's already available in Android phones and also in iPhones. So that's why I have added the links to both in this presentation, and I'm sure that I'm gonna share with you the presentation afterwards. So then you can have the links that they are clickable right here. For the mobile application, I'm not going to go now step by step because I'm sharing my laptop screen, but I'm going to show you a short video about how the mobile app is and what you can do, what features it has. Here actually we have this short presentation. I'm just going to stop it at some point so to explain exactly what you can see. So once you download it here, you have actually, you need to create an account. You have the option of creating an account with your Google, with your Gmail, so it's much faster. And once, oops, sorry, have to go back. Sorry. Yes, so you have information about the project. So what multi-school is about, the objectives of the project number, etc. Some basic information. Here you have also explanation about the partnership. So basic formal stuff about the app. Then here you have option to change the language of the mobile app. You have it available in all partner languages. And also, once you download the app, it automatically chooses a language that you have on your phone. So if your phone is, I don't know, in English, then you're gonna automatically be transferred to the English version. This is only on in English version since we are here participants from different countries. As you can see, you can enter your credentials, you can log in, and once you're done with the assessment, so basically you have the assessment as the first option. And there actually you answer questions in regards to the practices of your school and of your own if you're a teacher. So here are the different questions that you have. They are multiple choice. And you have, if I remember correctly, around 50 questions. And then you have the audit of schools, like the rating. It's to show how much inclusive your practices are in terms of how to help migrant students and parents in your classes. Then continuing on to the presentation of the actual tools, we have also some activities. So these activities are for activities to be done from the teacher to children, but also some activities that they can be done between children, in order to promote this kind of interculture and also the communication between the children, natives and migrants. Also, it's good to mention that we have activities for parents as well. How also parents can communicate, native parents, but also with migrant parents. But these activities are visible at this moment only for parents, because when you create your account, you have the option of creating an account as a parent and as a teacher. So also the assessment questions for a parent, they're different than they are for a teacher. And also when you are logging in as a parent, you can also see some questions for the kids. Because they evaluate also how the practices are. But since we're talking about primary school and kindergarten, we want the parents' approval, let's say, to use such an application. So here, going back to the activities for the teachers, here we have, I think, around 18 activities. And here you just click on one and you have exactly, oops, sorry again about this. It's the video. I have to, sorry. I have to stop it every time. We were, I think, here. Yes. So here you just click on it. You have exactly the content. Oh, sorry. I cannot move it if I'm in full screen. So sorry about this. You have all the activities. And the last thing that we have, there are some resources. Also, we have them on our website. There are some small tips that teachers can see and can check in order to make their classes more interactive and more inclusive for for children. And that's it when it comes to the mobile app. As I said, you can find it on the App Store and the Play Store, and it's free to be used from anyone interested. And then going on to the second tool that we have, it's the platform, which is actually our main hosting environment for everything that we have prepared and developed up until now. So there you can find all the different results that Angeliki already presented, but also the ones that my colleagues will present afterwards. So for now, if you want, you can also create an account with me. I'm going to just show the process on how to do it. It's super, super easy. But I just wanted to mention it in case for someone who wants extra support. I can share the link on the chat, I believe.
It's shared.
Thank you very much. So it's already shared. I will just then stop sharing the presentation. I'm going to share my screen when it comes to the platform. Can you see it? Yes, great. So now here is our platform. So it's multischoolsacademy.eu. Here it's a Moodle-based platform, so the structure is really basic when it comes to Moodle. And you need to log in or register in order to have access to everything that we have developed. Here, once again, I'm just going to explain the home screen. We have the different languages of our partnership where you can find all the material in that specific language. And then also we have a video tutorial for teachers and one for parents when it comes to the platform on how to create an account. So even if you're not going to do it now with me, you can come to the platform, check the videos, and see step by step how to create the account and how also to navigate and enroll in the courses. Sorry. Here, once again, we have the links for the mobile app, so you can find them here as well. So for now, I have an account. As you can see, I even have my passwords, but now I'm going to just show you briefly what you need, what information is needed for you to create an account. So of course, it's the username, a password, an email that needs to be added twice. First and last name, and also country is not mandatory, but if you wish to add it, you can do so. And then the important part that you need to pay attention to is the roles. So here you need to choose between being a parent and being a teacher. That is why, that is because we have different materials being developed for teachers and different for parents. Keep in mind that the teacher, if I'm not mistaken, can have access to all materials in order to also navigate parents of the kids that he has in his classroom on what he can do in the multi-schools platform. So once you create an account, you're going to receive a confirmation email in the email that you have added here. You just need to confirm. There is a link in this email. You just need to click on it, and then your account is approved, and then you can access the platform. I'm going now to show you what the platform includes, just for you to know, and then on your own time, you can access it and check it. So I'm going to enter English since, as I said before, we have different nationalities here. And here we have the different categories of material, I would say. So we have methodology that I think it's going to be explained, if I'm not mistaken. We have the professional development course, which is actually the most important for you as teachers because material just for you. And then we have the language training as well, that this one is for parents. And this is going also to be explained afterwards, so I'm not going now to explain it to you. The most important part that you need to remember is that we have an introduction part. So this introduction part is actually an explanation of what you're going to see in each section. So we have one introduction part also for the professional development course, which is good to check at the beginning. You need for everything to enroll. That's why I'm enrolling right now. But once you enroll, you can see that you have different explanations of what each module is. Going back now to the last one, it's the activities pack, which is what I have already shown to you. It's already developed, it's already included in the mobile app. So it's exactly the same activities, but also on the platform where you can see it on your own pace, on your own time, and it's in a bigger screen. So this is more or less what we have when it comes to the modules. I'm going to stop here my presentation because I know that these things that I'm explaining right now are going to be explained more in depth by my colleagues. But of course, feel free to create an account and to navigate in the platform. Everything is completely free, and we encourage you actually to use it. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I will give the floor to the next person.
Okay, that's me. No, Agnieszka?
Yes, thank you, Panayota. We sent you links to the Academy in the chat, as well as the link to mobile app, so feel free to check it and let us know if anything doesn't work. And now I'm happy to give the floor again to University of Valladolid to talk about teaching in diversity and building intercultural skills in our classrooms. So let's welcome Marta Angueda.
Okay, that's me. So, here. So, as Agnieszka said, I'm Marta Águeda from the University of Valladolid, and today I'm going to talk about the professional development course of teachers, who is a micro credential. For me, it's a pleasure to present one of the training pillars for multi-schools. We have developed a 45 hours professional development program designed to strengthen the methodological competencies of teachers in a multicultural classrooms. Our primary objective has been to sensitize teaching staff to the pedagogical and socio-emotional needs of students with a migrant background using interactive audiovisual format that facilitates the flexibility learning. This program is primary aimed to primary and secondary school teachers, as well as school leaders and physicopedagogical professionals who work directly with a multicultural environment. The second target group, obviously, is the students between 6 and 14 years with a migrant, refugee, or asylum seekers backgrounds, who will find a more inclusive schools and environments adapted to their needs. Likewise, the impact to extend both native and migrant families, because with that training course, fostering an educational community based on respect, effective communication, and the elimination of cultural barriers. Here you can see the 6 modules that we have in that course. This is the curricular structure of the course, and its basis in 6 critical pillars that address the inclusion for a comprehensive perspective. We have the module 1, intercultural training for educational personnel, who is effective communication strategies and diverse environments. The module number 2, reception and welcome protocols, techniques to build a confidence and empower students. The module number 3, inclusion, participation of families in the schools, life and community. The module number 4, the communication with families. Number 5, work against discrimination, physiological support for families. And number 6, the mediation in conflicts intervention with families. It's more than a course, as you can see. We try to guarantee the high quality of this content, and the course is more than a traditional manual. We have produced 6 different training kits that includes podcast programs with international experts who develop into real classroom challenge, bring a human and expert narrative to the theory. Each module is supported by the technical presentations and interactive assessment quiz that ensure the learning is effective before moving to the next stage of the certification. And in the end, the most important thing, the micro-credential system, is our validation system based on European quality stamp awards digital budget that certificate specific learning outcomes. These credentials are transparent and portable and secure. We certificate the excellence within a framework of the European education area. And for me, that's all. As I promised, I'm very quickly.
Thank you so much, Marta. Now I invite our colleague Katrin Echtenmeier from Wismar in Germany. She will present you our work on activities that support language learning, inclusion, and active participation.
Thank you very much, Agnieszka. And a warm welcome also from my side, from cold Germany, so to say. So we have fresh snow here. But I don't want to talk about Germany. I want to talk about, what we did in terms of concrete activities. I'm here for Wismar Bildungsgesellschaft, the German partner in this project. I'm here together with my colleague Silke. So you've already heard something about the target group of this project. So it's the whole school community, so to say. So we have on the one hand, of course, all the school staff from the school administration with teachers and educators, and of course, everyone who's working at a school. But on the other hand, we have, of course, the students and also their parents and families. And I want to focus now in the next minutes on the parents and families and on activities for the students. So let's have a look what we've done for them or for you to work with them. First of all, the parents, as I think more or less all before me already mentioned, we have a language course for parents and you can find it on our platform. This language course should help families who are not familiar with the school system in the different countries to find their way around. So to support their children, of course, but also to orientate or to navigate themselves. The course is available for all partner countries. That means Spain, Greece, Cyprus, Germany, Slovenia, and Italy, and also in a more general way in English. So that's not for a country, but you can find here also more or less all the contents in English. This course is free. Parents only have to register, as Panayota showed before. It's a self-study course, so it's up to them when and where and how long they want to learn. It's a target language only course. That means that, for instance, for Germany, the complete course is in German, but it's an easy language German. So the idea is to convey the language via the language. I'm sure you are familiar with this concept. And that's clear, it's an online course. What do we want to do with this course? We want to offer a clear introduction to the school system of each of these countries. We want to, let's say, teach or convey key vocabulary and terms from everyday school life. So all these words you need to know or you need to understand in order to understand how school works in all the countries. And I will show it in a bit, we use the simple and easy to understand language in 6 modules. Of course, there are some short quizzes, knowledge quizzes for the self-assessment and also to make it a little more fun and entertaining. And I think that's a really added value. We have checklists in all of the modules in 22 languages, though these checklists are, on one hand, a checklist if the users understood what in the module was or what the content was, but also to get something like an overview what they find them. The checklists, are always in the beginning. And as I said, in 22 languages. So hopefully the majority of our users will find this checklist in their language to easily understand what they can expect and what they should have learned. The course is divided in 6 modules, and these are the topics. So one is Start to School, My Child is Ill, How to Learn Well, Participation at School, Conflicts at School, and Class Trip or School Trips. And as you can see, all these topics are really related to the everyday life of school or of students and parents. What we've used is the so-called content and language integrated learning. So at the same time, as I said before, at the same time, it's the knowledge about something, about school, and the language to use in this topic. So let's have a look, and I want to challenge your multilingual competence a bit, because we start with German. So here we go with the German Start to School. This is the first screen in the Start to School module. And now if the user clicks in this, it's written summer, so it's a preparation for school. They come to another screen, and here they can find more information what they have to prepare before the school starts. So which documents they have to fill in, and another thing is how to train the way to school with their children, sorry. But in all of the courses are also extra materials. So here, if you click on this part, you will get an information about something like a leaflet or brochure, Welcome at School in German. And that's exactly for this target group. It's already existed. So we only linked it here, to give the users more information on a special issue. So let's come to My Child is Ill, and now we are in Greece. If you are here, so as what you can see directly is that we in the first module we had a timeline. Now we have something like a decision tree. So the participants start or the users start and have to decide, oh, something has happened, or my Greek is not that good, but but I know what's written here. Something's happened, or my child woke up and don't feel well. So what to do next? And so we came here, and we have here the red one is how to inform the school, because at least in Germany we have often the problem that people don't know that they have to inform the school. So if you click here, you get an information how to inform the school. So you have to call, or you can call the school, and often you also have to write down what happened. And if you click again, you will find an example how to write such a note. So that's also one example, and I have one more. And this is a Spanish one. So that's the chapter or the module, How to Learn Well. And you can see again a completely different structure of the module. So here we have topics. And again, you can, so yeah, how to learn well, where to learn well, and so on. And again, if you click, so how to learn well, here are several methods, techniques, inspirations, motivations, I don't know how to name it, how parents can motivate their kids or support their kids in learning. So how kids learn well. And another thing, about the conditions of learning. And here you can see already a short quiz. So if you're clicking on a question mark, you can remember for yourself what you've learned before, what are the conditions for good learning at home. So that's for the parents course. And now we switch to the activities for the kids, or to be honest, it's more activities for you, for teachers with the kids. Activities for the classroom, but also for after-school care. We've developed a Teachers to Children activities pack. You already saw it in Panayota's presentation in the at the platform, as well as in the mobile app. And the idea here is to support educational professionals who work with migrant and with mixed groups of children in school as well as after school care. We've developed 18 activities with the aim to promote language, but also teamwork, empathy, active participation. So it's much more than learning a language or learning your language, the language of your country. It's also about promote the joy in languages, and also to emphasize how valuable it is to have more than only one language in the classroom. All these activities are very playful, creative, and of course inclusive. That's the idea behind. And they are developed to create a welcoming, diverse, and respectful learning environment. Of course, we created them in a special way, but they can be adapted very easy to all the circumstances. And as all the other results, these activities are available in all our partner languages. Let's have a look also here. So as you can see, I just took out some of them, but you have all of them in all 18 in all languages. And if you download it or if you have a look on it, you have a really detailed description about what you will need, about target group, what you will need, step-by-step instruction, and so on. Where it is needed, there are also templates for the implementation. Yeah, and that's from my side. So I will stop sharing and leave the floor to the next one.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Before I give the floor to the next person, there's someone raising hands with some questions. So if there's any questions you would like to ask to Catherine or to other presenters, then feel free. Okay, so maybe then we can proceed with the questions later. Now I'd like to invite my colleague Simona Paulin from Development and Education Center Novo Mesto in Slovenia to tell us how we can build meaningful connections between families, students, and schools.
Today I will present the pack that is connected with the previous Catherine's one. As I already said, in every school there are a lot of family stories that sometimes remain invisible because some of the parents and children are unwilling to
participate in the school life because they may not feel confident, connected, or fully included. The idea of the work package is very simple but powerful. Learning works best when it's connected to real life experience and is based on relationship and active participation. That's why we have created 2 different paths that are created for parents and for students. We have created activities that connect both and individuals to actively participate in their life. And of course, school life. First that I will present is parent-to-parent pack. It's focused on both local and migrant parents, and it's aimed to strengthen parents' networks across different cultures, supports parents in navigating school system and social events, empower families to share and celebrate their customs, and foster inclusion through peer-to-peer mentoring and shared experiences. These activities are indeed intentionally informal and very accessible. For example, Parent Connection Board, you can see these 6 activities on the right side of the screen. For example, Parent Connection Board creates a simple space for information sharing and mutual support. Then Global Parents Cafe, which encourages dialogue and relaxed and welcoming environment. Joint preparation for school. Here parents collaborate around common goals. Family shadowing, which helps build empathy and trust. Cultural days gives families a role in school life and cultural life, and Family Square, which is trying to create events for the whole community. Altogether, these activities help parents move from being observers to active participants in school and cultural and social life. And the second pack is meant for the students. It focuses on peer mentoring between local and migrant students, language support through everyday interaction. It encourages empathy, inclusion, shared leadership, and learning through relationships. You can see, as in previous slides on the right, the activities. For example, homework clubs combines academic support with emotionally among peers. And usually also these children becomes friends. Buddy book club, it's similar. It's the option to become to connect between each other. Then, for example, identity collage supports self-expression and mutual understanding. Across all these activities, students learn not only with teachers, but also from each other. So it's a good way to learn more about culture and language. So these are, we created 12 activities that are free and ready to use, because interaction does not happen in one only single one intervention. It doesn't happen in one day or in one activity, but it happens during communication between parents, a shared school activities, game played that together when our children and parents are communicating. All the activities consist of description, target group, all the necessary materials that you need, and step-by-step implementation guide. And of course, templates that you need. All these activities are in all partner languages and in English. And as I said, are ready to use. You just take it from our academy and use it in everyday life. If I ask you to think about a game you've played when you were a child, will most likely warm your heart. Even though in these times activities change, they are often on screens, but we can still remember the games from the past that are nice, and we can share them to our children and to students, and they can learn language naturally without being afraid. So one of our school counselors that were involved in this project expressed the main ingredients of successful communication and trust building are respect, personal connection, and clear communication, and understanding cultural and linguistic differences, and also acting sincerely. The Multi-Schools project and mentoring pact is not about perfect language, it's about trust, it's about participation, and it's about belonging. By supporting families and students through simple, meaningful activities, school can create environments where communication grows naturally. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Simona. So to continue, we will now have a discussion on sustainability and long-term use of our resources. Some of you also in comments asked about the links. So I think Laura Panella from CIDIS in Italy will give you some answers for that by presenting the infographic with all of the materials we've created.
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here with all of you and to present you this infographics that in a way tries to summarize or give you an overview at a glance of the really range of activities and approach that we have adopted to promote integration in schools. Of course, infographics are visual representation of data, of information and knowledge, and combining graphics and essential text to make complex concepts immediately understandable. And this was a big challenge in dealing with a complex issue as integration of foreign minors in schools. We have come up with an approach targeted, oriented, but let me present you the infographic with its main element. Of course, we have the logo, we have the title of the project on the top layer. On the bottom layer, you can find, of course, the disclaimer and the partnerships with all the partners and the countries involved. In between, there are, on the upper sort of a layer of the infographics, there are three main principles that that inspires our project. Obviously, diversity, the promotion of diversity, of equality, and the promotion of participation of everybody in school. And of course, we have centered our infographic around the idea of targets. So we have given a sort of central scene to the school system and teachers. This is not by chance, but of course, we believe that school system and teachers do have a leading role in the promotion of integration. And then, of course, with the multi-school logo, we have created a connection with the other two main targets of the project that are, of course, on the left, the parents and families, and on the right, children. So let me carry you through sort of an in-detail description of the sort of target groups. I will thank you very much, Agnieszka. Just to give you an idea, of course, the icons are guiding us throughout all the tools and material that were produced in the course of the project, during the project. On the right, on the left of the screen, I have sort of suggested starting from the platform that is placed at the very center of our project. I have sort of reproduced the actual tools that are of course, included in the infographics. So the tips for teachers, the good practices of integration, the audio-visual presentation, the newsletter, the multi-school action plan, the launching of multi-school program in schools with the implementation of info days and workshops, and of course the professional development courses for teachers that my colleagues have described. At the very bottom of the infographic, of course, the icons that guides us through the format of the products that can vary from, of course, PDF, online tools, podcast, as we have seen before. So to move on, the next is of course, one devoted to parents. We have the Upskilling Language and Civic Orientation training course, and of course, the mentoring pack for parents, all available from the platform. Next one is, of course, dedicated to the activities for students. The mentoring pack activities, the peer-to-peer activities, and the language, the children's language and civic engagement pack that was, of course, presented in details by my colleague. So infographic was, of course, chosen as a flexible tool to encourage the use of the range of tools available, and to keep in mind the systemic approach and the overall view of the project. Digital tools, of course, should be used in this very comprehensive manner, we believe. And of course, last and not least, the emphasis that was placed on the digital dimension should not make us forget that the final aim is always to go back to the human experience and to strengthen human relationship. And that's why a final picture, just to remind us all that digital tool should encourage human contact. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Laura. What is left to say is I would like to thank you all for all of your generous input and for your contributions. It was a pleasure to share this space with you today, and we wish you a wonderful rest of the day.